Once again, during the adventures of Drew Griffin, he was murdered by the woman who was supposed to be defending him because we got mad at another woman who was attempting to stab Drew with a knife. And then we saw that the writer of the game was very mad. The writer of the interactive movie, was very mad that we were ruining his story. So, we're going to go and do another run of the Vortex. I'm going to just try to avoid hitting that one option that led to us getting stabbed. And we'll probably make some different choices, click on some different icons, and see if we get anything different. And maybe we'll actually make it to Disc 3. Maybe we'll actually get to some sort of resolution of the story. Who can say? All I know is that I hope we see some big rocks. Let's start the movie. Actually, did I want to start movie? Because this is a long intro. Can we skip the intro? No. Well, I mean, I can just say go to scene. Probably better just go to scene. So we can just... Let's try this. I assume this... Yeah, okay, this is after the intro. This is a good place to be. Assuming that something happens. Well, okay. Half of something is happening. Half of it. Okay, let's just stop this altogether. And hey, hi. It's time for Drew Griffin's adventures in talking to people and maybe dying. Maybe this game will work this time. We're going to go resume movie. Sorry, though, I have to see the entire intro again if we did that. I'm just going to go to scene and go to day 1 and do this. Maybe the audio is going to work and maybe it won't. We don't know. Probably it's not right now because I don't hear anything. Yep, let's try that again. Well, I hope you're ready to juice that Louis, whatever that might mean, with Drew Griffin and his incredible adventure with the ladies with wings that were bugs, but they're actually not. But maybe was VR lying or telling the truth? Or maybe we're in an asylum. Who can say? We're going to go to scene. Do I want to jump around? Yes, I want to go to the Intesta Isan, and maybe it'll work. Here we go. Here's audio. I'm hearing things.
Oh, am I awake now? God, what a terrible dream.
Who can say, Drew? Are any of us really awake?
I am Alira. This is Kaztani.
God, she seems so familiar to me.
What are you named?
Drew.
Drew. Hello, Drew.
You have been asleep for several days. We should try to get some food into you.
They each seem to be wearing a symbol. I wonder what they mean.
I'm going to get you something to eat. You rest. Alira will answer your questions.
This place is so beautiful.
Yeah, it's trees.
Like this.
Earth doesn't have trees.
What would you like to know?
I mean, maybe in the 2050s, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I want to know about your forehead symbol, please. What does it mean?
That symbol on your headdress, what does that mean?
Drew, I don't want to hurt you, but you must never ask that of an Alinde. It is an extremely private thing.
I'm sorry, but I just can't make that promise.
What's gonna happen to me?
What do you mean?
I mean, what will you do with me?
I won't do anything with you.
No, what will the Alinde do with me?
I don't know. We are to go see the Sayed. Perhaps she can answer this for you.
I don't. If I ask this again, would I get a different response? Probably not, but...
That symbol on your headdress, what does that mean?
Drew, I don't want to hurt
Nah, it's just the same thing.
but you must never, never ask that of an Elinde.
I was kind of hoping that maybe we could get different answers if we just keep asking.
So why do you wear them on your forehead?
Oh, can I just leave? It seems so. I can still ask questions. I don't think I can move, but I can turn around. Can I ask about this rock?
Damn, that's a big rock.
It is. No, I don't want to eat anything, please. I think the sound is not working now. Yeah, the voice has just stopped. It's something that seems to be happening. Well, we're talking with the Colonel, even if we can't hear anything. Where am I? You know, I did say last time it would have been nice if this game had subtitles. Now there's actually a completely different reason why it would be nice if it had subtitles. Well, that MIDI is working. Well, clearly we can't go on like that. Oh, another title screen. There's a variety here. Let's see if we get audio if I just do it. Probably not. No, I'm not hearing anything. No, not getting anything here. Well, I guess we're going to try it again. Look, this interactive movie is going to be viewed no matter how many times it takes. We're going to go to scene. We're going to go to day one. We're going to meet the people. Oh no, I've been asleep and I'm tired. Who are these people? I don't know who... Am I awake?
What a terrible dream.
I feel like I've...
I am Alira. This is Kaztani.
God, she seems so familiar to me.
What are you named?
So I think the credits said that the actress playing her, is the same actress that plays Jenny.
You have been asleep for some...
Which is why she looks familiar. As the same actress.
Simple. I wonder what they mean.
I'm going to get you something.
So that didn't come up
Alira will answer.
during the first playthrough.
But this place is so beautiful. I've never seen anything like this.
What would you like to know?
I don't actually want to know anything. Can I just... That's not an option, though, is it? You can see a picture of her. Doesn't seem like Drew has any thoughts about it, though.
Well, where am I?
You're in the Esteta Isan of the Saita tribe.
Oh, I can just do
What's
this.
gonna happen to me?
Well, I didn't want to do that, but...
What do you mean?
The power of right-click lets us skip.
Well, how did I...
I guess she saved my life.
Click on 13.
Euthanasia will occur in 15 seconds. 15, 14, 13, 12.
Yep, that's right. You humans?
I should ask her if there are other humans.
Here. You should eat.
Might be poisoned.
No food for us.
I've changed my mind. I'm not feeling too hungry right now. Thank you anyway.
I haven't eaten for an entire week.
Avoid the food. Don't drink the water.
Are they all like this?
Yes, there's not much I can do.
Where am I?
Oh, what's wrong? Why can't I talk?
Dangerous?
That's my fear. The symptoms border on profound psychosis. It could get very ugly.
What do you do?
Keep them so doped up they can't move.
So these are the side effects, huh?
Well, that was the Colonel.
Come in, children. Alira, how is it with you?
Are we actually just lying on a bed somewhere, doped up to the gills?
How is it with you?
And this is just we're imagining this, possibly?
This is the new Johnny.
Yes. He is called Drew.
He's awfully young. She seems like a priest.
Go sit down. Let me speak with this Drew.
I guess she's the matriarch.
I have a difficulty, Drew. There are other sides here from other
Right.
bands of Olympians.
So the other tribes are coming together to discuss what to do. Even though they have no concept of different races, they do have separate tribes and groups, but everyone's one. Okay, we can skip that.
I have no idea
Yeah, we don't know what's going on.
why these things were done.
We want to understand why the Dajani do these things. There are some side here who feel the Dajani must be fought. There are others who believe that a peaceful solution can be reached. We are keen to know you, Drew, to know your Ka and your axe, that we can know your race and then know how to proceed. I know about the dream helmets that you wore. Still, there are many ways to see that do not use the eyes. I sent many dreams to show you the truth. All this aside, still, these acts were yours. The hand of killing was yours. Your Ka, your soul, must bear the cost of this. You alone can answer for these crimes. This is a very real responsibility, Drew. If you avoid this, it will cost you dearly. We can speak more later. Now you must go before the council.
All right, let's do it. Let's talk to the council. Let us bear our Ka before them and be judged. Man, Earth doesn't have trees. Look at these trees.
We have decided to go to the place above the red stones.
Your people will not be safe there. Last night I dreamt that the Johnny were wolves eating chicks from out of nests. What do you do with a wolf? Do you move the tribe above the red stones to get away from it? No. You drive it out. You kill it.
What do you care, man? The Nika are further from the Dajani than any of us.
It does not matter. No place will be far enough.
This Dajani is here before us, sent by the Mother to help us understand. He is called Drew. He will, I believe, tell us the truth.
I do not believe the Dajani, any of them, know the meaning of truth.
If we do not trust him, then we are destined to remain ignorant.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. The world has many eyes.
Let us speak to him. If he lies, it will be made plain in time.
You hope. You trust too much. All the Sayet here say it.
You are right, me. I do trust too much. So you and I are the perfect counterbalances. Are we not? We both do the world a service. All those who would hear the Dajani speak.
Better you all go listen to flies.
Tell us what the Dajani want here.
You know, I noticed that I no longer have the option to ask about forehead symbols. I want to ask everyone here about their forehead symbols. I don't have the option anymore. Man, I don't know what the humans are doing.
I don't know.
Is that honest enough for you?
Why What are the Dijani's intentions toward the Elinde?
If I tell them the truth, I might just get myself killed.
How am I supposed to know, man?
How am I supposed to know?
You see?
You lie, Dijani. I do not believe this Dijani. He lies. I am done with him.
Let us sound him. Would this satisfy you, men?
Yes.
Would this satisfy the council?
That guy has no speaking lines.
So it is. Tonight we sound the Dijani.
All right.
I don't understand.
The sounding is a good thing. There is nothing to fear.
There is nothing to fear, so long as you tell the truth. The sounding will tell us.
Everyone loves a good sounding.
Where'd everybody go?
Everyone just vanished.
It's not my breath.
Everyone's just psyched for this sounding. Alright, so we've already looked around here. I guess we can just leave. Like, we looked around here last time. There wasn't really anything to see.
God, those mountains are so beautiful.
Not really.
Look how big this place really is.
It's like a planet, probably. Drew, once again, infatuated with rocks. I mean, what are mountains except really enormous rocks? He just can't believe the size of them. Alright, what we have here? We got some swords. I guess this is what they were using to fight us.
Oh, I would love to learn to use one of those things.
And that's our Dijani warlike nature coming out. I want to learn about the tools of killing. Guns are no longer enough for me. I need to just feel the death as you slowly push a sword through someone. Yep, that's like a cot. Or something.
This is a sacred place. These things are not for you. I have the right to kill you. I will if you ever...
I'm going to be sad about it.
Hey, look, I won't do it again.
See that you don't. You need to leave now.
Yes, sir. I am really sorry. This won't happen again, I swear.
But wait, what does the symbol on your forehead mean?
That is not right. That is not the way of the warrior.
No. It's the way of a grieving father.
Your anger will not bring him back. You taught me that. You taught us all that.
Yes, but today I understand a different way. My son is dead. At the hands of a senseless Dijani whose prowess is measured beyond arm's length. This one should not know the light one day longer.
Drew did not kill your son.
No, but someone very like him did.
I'm sorry I murdered your son. If it makes you feel better, he looked like a big insect when I did it. Like, I don't even know which one. There is so many. I'm sorry I went into the sword house.
Hey, look, I'm sorry I went in there, all right?
Sorry? For what? You don't understand enough to be sorry.
Well, I'm sorry I went where I shouldn't have.
I'm sorry that I went somewhere I wasn't supposed to.
Good intentions do not grind wheat, Dijani. There are those who mistake words for actions. They think if they have said a thing, they have done that thing. This one I know well. She trusts you, it's for a reason. If your words are true, live them. This is the way of the warrior. The Xiang cuts through the world. You do this. You come back. We can speak as men.
If we speak as men, can I ask you about your forehead?
Where am I now?
Private Griffin Drew. Ooh, accidents. Age 15 years, severely gashed upper thigh, left leg, climbing metal fence, requiring 32-point laser bonding, muscle tissue damage fairly extensive, subject's youth made extensive rehabilitation unnecessary, received multiple contusions and lacerations and a mild concussion in automobile accident. Female passenger brought into ER critical. Subject was treated, held overnight for observation, released. Crisis counseling received. Okay, so Drew was in the car with Jenny during the accident. And I guess he was the driver because it says female passenger. So Drew was driving the car when they got into the accident that messed up Jenny. Which is why Drew was guilty. He felt guilty and ran away and joined the military. So let's see, 32% propensity for alcoholism, 31 for opiates, 45 general dependency, Alzheimer's 32%, rheumatoid arthritis 63, cancer of the liver 54, respiratory deterioration 65, cardiopulmonary distress factor, check each 6 months, 104. So currently prescriptions, he's on miadana nitrate, we know about that, it's the VR drug. Current conditions, gait trauma. Yeah, there was supposedly maybe some sort of mental trauma from the gate. VR drug backlash, acute reality phasing artificially induced. Oh, maybe the VR drug has made us see things that are not there. Current treatments, daily tranquilization, psychotherapy, image perception testing, symbol recognition exercises, cortex massage, and therapy weekly. Recovery status? Questionable. Oh, we're just lying down? That's not really what I wanted to do. Can we get up? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, see? Recovery status isn't questionable. Look at us walk around. In our... Well, who knows if we're wearing anything. Ah, yes, these hallways. How we missed them.
Hey! How you doing?
No problem. I'm doing great. I'm feeling fine, whoever you were. I think that was the mechanic. He had a cigar last time. That was like his only characteristic. He appeared once and he had a cigar.
Are you all right?
Dandy. I don't know what's happening. I think the theme for this playthrough is Drew doesn't know anything. Look, I don't know.
I don't know what's happening to me.
I don't know what you mean. Come, it is time for the sounding.
Was I here this whole time? Like, am I here right now as I insert disc 2? Did I vanish and reappear? Or was I just here the whole time and just sort of staring out into space? Because I'm sure I was on back on my space station in the sick bay. Give me a second. The disc needs to spin up. Okay, should be good now. There we go. Now it's time for the sounding.
The truth is a sound that cuts through the world. The song of truth has been the right of the Elinde since the first days. The stars and the trees breathe this resonance. Our hearts hear it and obey. The world has many ears, Drew. The gates of the body are many. All gates lead to the mother. Open the gate of your lips to the sound and the song of truth, and tell us.
All right. I'm going to sing that song of truth.
Do you lie?
Okay, so we're going to continue our wishy-washy playthrough. You know, sometimes.
Well, yeah, sometimes.
Are you a thief?
I have been.
Well, I have been.
Do you take without giving?
When I must, I guess.
When I am forced to.
Do you give without thinking of return?
I try.
I try to.
Do you take other lives?
I only have two options here. Look, in that VR headset, who's to say what was real? I have never actually witnessed myself taking a life. I've not perceived myself taking a life.
No.
Do you respect the bodies of others?
I like to believe that I do, so that means yes.
Yes, as much as I can.
See, that was wishy-washy. That was pretty good. I don't have children.
I don't have any children.
Are your thoughts your own?
Well, I mean, who else's would they be, man?
I don't understand. Who else's would they be?
Do you help those in need?
Sometimes.
Well, if it's convenient, yeah, I will.
Do you consume without thinking?
Well, I guess I do watch a lot of YouTube. I never thought about it.
Wow. I never really thought about it.
Are you truly awake?
What?
What?
Do you see beyond appearance?
Why that sound effect? What else is there?
What else do you have to go on?
Do you follow the light?
What?
What are you talking about?
Do you care for the temple?
Why bother?
Why bother? We're all just gonna die anyway.
There you go.
Happy.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I am.
Are you afraid?
Maybe occasionally.
Yeah, sure, sometimes I'm afraid. Isn't everybody?
Do you look to the future?
Present's pretty nice.
I try and live in the present.
Do you love unconditionally?
Then maybe I try. I don't know.
I try to. I really do.
Do you hold the mother's flesh more dear than your own?
Maybe this planet is just a planet.
Oh, come on. What BS? A planet is just a planet.
Can you love yourself?
I'm trying.
I'm trying to learn how to love myself.
Do you lie?
All right, let's see some. Oh, there we go. Truth.
Are you?
Let's get some overlaid images on this.
Do you take without giving?
When I am forced to.
Do you give without thinking of return?
I try to.
They smell good. So do you want to take any?
Do you take other lives?
No.
What?
Respect the
Ladder?
bodies of others.
Yes, as much as I can.
Oof, damn. Maybe I should mention I was a medical student.
Do you nurture children?
I don't have any children.
Are your thoughts your own?
I don't understand. Who else's would they be?
Telling you, man, the VR was lying to us.
Do you help those in need?
Well, if it's convenient, yeah, I will.
Do you consume without thinking?
Wow, I never really thought about it.
World 5 predicts that all human life will be extinguished by 2084.
Are you truly awake?
What?
Do you see beyond appearance?
What else do you have to go on?
No. Her mother was Oriental.
Do you follow the light?
We can't forget about that. We cannot forget that her mother was Oriental.
Soul.
It's a very important clip.
You alone can answer for these crimes.
Do you care for the temple?
Why bother? We're all just gonna die anyway.
Is it the end? Next week?
Yeah, sometimes I am.
Bucket?
I know that we can never be together.
Is that my happiness bucket? It's only sometimes full?
Are you afraid?
Yeah, sure, sometimes I'm afraid. Isn't everybody?
I'm sorry, son, that's not an acceptable position. The safety of this entire base is at stake here.
Now, the Colonel is a scary man.
You don't want to defend yourself. Now, if he does, or says anything out of the ordinary, you let me know.
Do you look to the future?
I try and live in the present.
Do you love unconditionally?
I try to. I really do.
Jenny, come back here!
Do you hold the mother's flesh more dear than your own?
Oh, come on. What BS? A planet is just a planet.
Can you love yourself?
I'm trying to learn how to love myself.
The craft of life.
God, you are so self-important!
Now, Drew, we go deeper into the gate of your race. Tell me of your people.
Now we're getting this again. We're getting the apocalypse again. I mean, would we ever not get this? It seems like it's what's happening, so I don't know if Drew can change that.
You see, the Dijani are full of hate. The race is without redemption. See, Dijani, see the faces of the Olinde you killed. Dijani, you should no longer know the son of us. The Olinde are to no longer have dealings with Dijani.
No! The Great Mother Eye teaches us that each soul, each Ka, is the pilot of the world. You cannot hold Drew responsible for the entire race of the Dijani. His Ka will be weighed alone. He will return to the Mother as we all do, alone.
I have spoken, girl. The law is done.
You know the law, Min. You know this woman's rights. Do you speak for Drew, Alira?
Can I trust you?
Man, I can't trust myself. I don't understand any of this.
I don't understand any of this.
Men would banish you. You would not be allowed to have contact with any Olinde ever again. I have offered to speak for you. I would be responsible for your actions, and you would be allowed to stay. Do you want me to speak for you?
You know, maybe we should just head back to the base. It seems like this is getting her into trouble. We definitely don't fit in here. You know, I just want to go back and eat my PB&J and my bratwurst with nacho cheese and just talk about just talk about with that one guy who used to be on TV. Remember? I mean, those are good times.
I'm better off going back to the base.
So be it. You are banished from all the lands of the Olinde.
Well, I guess they regret doing that. You see, you banish Drew Griffin from your society, and look what happens. Look what happens.
What? Stop! Sid, what the hell are you doing? Look, nobody yells cut on my set but me.
That's it. I quit.
Oh, what, again?
Yes, again. I'm sick of this shit.
Sick of what shit?
Sick of you letting them write the ending of
I wonder how many endings there are that the writer gets mad about.
Virtual reality. Virtual shit! Bloody stupid idea, punts!
The writer is furious that we still have not made it to disc 3.
I liked it.
We ended on disc 2 again. No, I think we escaped. We went back to the military base, and then the forces just destroyed the Alindi villages with the bombing run, killing off the indigenous peoples, allowing us to take the mineral that we need. And maybe Min just needed to, maybe he just needed to see that, because Min was talking about like he had the upper hand here the whole time, when I'm like, man, don't you realize I'm the white savior here who has come from the villains, but it's your job to enlighten me. I need to be enlightened so I can now then go on to be your hero and maybe your leader, possibly God. You might end up worshipping me, I'm not sure. But you absolutely need me to fight against my people, because you have no chance on your own because you're backwards. And let's be honest here, they're just going to kill you all, if not for me. So now we see the example of what happens when the indigenous people, they get too uppity, and I decide that I'm just going to go back to my people. And, well, who's going to save them then? Who is going to save the peoples then from my army? And no one is the idea. No one. Maybe Min should have been nicer. Maybe they should have said, they should have said, we forgive you for killing our people, because clearly you are tall and handsome, and you're like an ideal hero figure compared to us, and so maybe I would have thought about saving them. Maybe I'd have to think about it. Wouldn't this be considered like the good ending for humanity? I mean, presumably we took the mineral and brought it back and saved the Earth. Presumably, we don't see it. But the writer was very mad that that's how it ended. It's not how this sort of story is supposed to go, Not at all how it's supposed to go. But it still is early yet, so I guess we will take another go at seeing if we can maybe change things a little bit. I don't know how much actually carries over from one scene to the next. Like, when we did that one scene where we had the question where we could ask, what's the forehead symbol about? And then we went to the next scene, that question was gone. I'm not sure what actually carries over from one to the next. Or maybe nothing does. I'm not entirely sure how this game works. Like, it says that the choices you make will have consequences that will carry further on into the game from scene to scene, but I'm not really sure just how true that is. I'm not sure how true it is. Well, we'll take a little break, then we'll come back and we will try another go. Probably not starting at the very beginning. Maybe we'll just start at the sounding and see what we can do if we answer this differently. Back in a bit. Welcome back to Vortex. It's time to, well, let's not start from the beginning. Let's go to scene. It says that special events and cool things will not work unless you play the movie from the very beginning. I'm going to have to check on that to see. I'm going to have to try to see what exactly carries over throughout the game, if anything. I don't know if the game's lying about this. But let's, man. This is day, like, we did day 1, this is day 2. Man, which one are we even looking at? Meeting the Hyapi, meeting Jian. I mean, I guess it has to be meeting the Hyapi because the disc change was right before the sounding. So it must be this. Okay, we're going to go to this. Hopefully, everything's still working.
There's a Dijani here. Another human has come with a group of Kiapaway. Come quickly.
Oh no, this is where we meet Michaels, but I guess this is the first part of disc 2. but we did not actually encounter that in our playthrough.
I was told there was a Dijani here with these Tiapoe.
Yep, here are the people who like to talk backwards.
Yeah, Illyra seemed to think that there was somebody here.
Because it allows them to look at things in new ways.
Is on inroad wing.
They eschew the traditional
What's the deal?
in favor of the untried. Because in doing this, they gain new wisdom.
What do you mean they do everything backwards?
Backwards dress and walk. Eat, speak we, means he. Out anything leave, did I?
A think can I that not?
Disturbing thought, the fine you do. Did Johnny matter the what? Normally speak, we would rather you do.
Look, I don't understand you. I'm looking for a Dijani.
Yeah, we call them humans back on Earth.
Oh my God, you're alive, but they killed you.
I don't think so.
No, you were deleted. They killed you.
Hey, sorry to disappoint you there, Griffey.
I don't believe this.
Well, all right. Would you rather me go back to the base and let them delete me? Is that what you want?
What are you doing here?
Hey, I'm doing the alpha with my new compadres here, laying low and staying out of trouble.
I should ask about Marx. I should ask Michaels if he's been seeing weird shit, too.
Oh, hey, we got the symbol back. I don't know why we have this back, but okay. Hey, what's that symbol mean?
Come on, Drew, you don't ask that. What's the matter with you?
Yes, I know. I'm so rude. You can't take me anywhere. Where's Dr. Marx?
So what about Dr. Marx? Is she still alive?
Well, Griffey, I haven't found the doctor yet, but she is alive. See there? Now, you wouldn't believe me when I told you the good doctor took a little stroll. It's a good thing I'm not the kind of guy who would say, I told you so. See, I believe she's studying someplace, but I'm not allowed there, so they won't tell me where she is.
All right. What do you... Rainbow?
You know, man, I'm kind of scared. I'm not really sure what's been happening to me. I've been seeing some weird things and, like, hallucinating, and I don't know what's going on. Has that been happening to you, too?
Yeah. Damn straight. Between the VR drug antidote, and the side effects of the gate, man, I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
All right, so we did see this last time.
Man. All thanks to our good friends at the UN. United Nutcases, that is.
I should probably try and find out what Saunders and the UN are up to.
I'm quite sure that we clicked on this one before, but let me just remind myself.
What is Saunders really up to?
Hell, I don't know, but I'll tell you the party line is badly in need of some fresh bunting. All right, let's think about this. In Belgium, they use the VR helmets to cover the assassination, right? Well, that obviously doesn't apply here. And speaking of here, like, why are we? See, my guess is that they really are after some kind of mineral or something, but why they had to lie to us about it is beyond me. You know, with all the envirosuits and self-destruct devices, it seems like an awful lot of trouble. And maybe it's diamonds or something, I don't know. And you know, frankly, Scarlett, I don't give a damn, because I am on a permanent pine nut and papaya diet, and Saunders can rehearse his film version of Napoleon all he wants. It ain't got nothing to do with me.
It seems like we haven't yet said, I guess, that the purpose of the VR was to lie to us, to make us think that we were killing bugs instead of people that looked human, but it seems like neither Drew or Michaels is saying this. I'm not really sure why. It seems like they're both confused about why the VR was lying. I don't know why. What are you going to do?
So what are you going to do?
What am I going to do? I'm going to lay low. I'm going to stay the hell out of trouble. I'm going to find a nice place to do the fetal for a while. And that's about it. I mean, what else is there to do, man?
What about the gate?
What about it?
What are we going to do about it?
Whoa. What is this we stuff, Kimosabe? I mean, you got a PhD in your back pocket? Let's get this straight. We are not going to do anything about it.
What about the threat?
There's no threat.
You've got to try and stop them.
Look, let's get this straight. You are free to do whatever you like. But there is no way in hell I am going back to that friggin' base.
Now, Michaels, I happen to have inside information from an alternate ending that if we don't do anything, all this is going to get blown up. So I guess we're going to have to do something about that gate. Quantum Gate is part of the name of the game after all. It has to be important.
All right, here's the biggie. Where the hell are we?
Well, actually, this is the planet Alinde. Well, actually, you see, I'm guessing it's the planet Alinde. I mean, they don't think of it that way. It's like they ain't got no concept of planet. You know what I'm saying? They don't even got a word for it. They call themselves Alinde, they call the place Alinde, so you tell me. See, I thought we were back on Earth, you know, like doing some UN knuckle busting, someplace like Europe or maybe China. But then, like, I bust out and, well, I mean, like, look at this place, man. I mean, I have never seen any place as green and as lush and as wild as this. I mean, I was thinking deep Australian outback or something, but then I meet up with these two, man, and like, bam, my eyes pop out of my face like I'm friggin' Springs, man. I couldn't believe it. It's like, them winds pretty much shot my European theory all to hell.
You know, so they don't have a word for planet. I guess we should listen to the dialogue and try to hear if they ever acknowledge anything like a planet. Because I think so far the only thing they've said, they've referred to the planet as the mother, talking about valuing the mother's flesh and returning to the mother when you die. So do they know that there are other mothers out there, or do they think this is the only mother? Unknown.
So how did you get here?
Oh, man, what a long, strange trip it's been, my friend. First off, Saunders sent some of his knuckle-draggers in to question me. Baby, they tear up my room. It's a good thing I stashed the antidote with you. Man, I wonder sometimes, you know, Saunders' middle name must be Adolf. So, they dragged me down to this suite in the brig, and they, how shall I say, freshened my memory with a cattle prod. Saunders just wanted to know all about Belgium and the VR and what I know and who I've been talking to. So I figured maybe that I must be on the list for a free trip to Flatline Land. And I just climb into the air duct. I don't know who designed this space, but baby, he better not give up his day job. So I make a quick pit stop at the supply closet and, yeah, right off into the sunset.
I wonder what the hell it is he's doing mixed up with the Kiapaway.
But did any of that actually happen?
If I don't start talking bass backwards again real soon, I'm gonna forget how. Or maybe these guys will just bust me back down to plain old DeJohnny smartass. See, we've got contrary stuff to do, you dig? Look, you should look around for Dr. Marx. I'll see what I can find out. Dark after tonight, here back you meet I.
If we are just lying down on a bed in sick bay, maybe we're just imagining that Michaels is alive because we want him to be. How much of this is actually happening? Okay, it's her. All right, do not yell at her.
Let me go. Dion, stop it. Please don't stop me. He cannot live. That's enough, Dion. You don't understand. It's not.
I'm not clicking on that.
It isn't right. My baby. Illyra, help me. Please. My baby. He's gone. He's gone and I miss him so much. He's not coming back. Why isn't he coming back? Sorry.
Drew, the Sayet would like to see you.
Greetings, children.
Hello, Sayed.
Greetings, Sayet. How is it with you, Illyra? I am well, grandmother. It is strange, isn't it, to call me grandmother when I am only old enough to be your sister?
Yes, it is, Sayed.
We played together as girls, and now you call me grandmother.
Yes, but you were born the daughter of a Sayat, and I was born the daughter of a weaver.
You became a warrior, and I became a grandmother. You tell me that you are well, but you seem troubled.
Are there any Alinde who are not troubled today?
Some. I dreamt last night.
What did you dream, grandmother?
I dreamt of Drew.
Euthanasia will occur in 15 seconds. 15, 14, 13, 12.
I dreamt he freed an eagle caught by a fox. He buried the fox deep within the mother, but it dug its way out. I do not know the meaning of this dream, Drew, but I think you will be very important to the Alinde. I have been following you these 2 days. I am afraid for your people, Drew, but I have a great hope for you. But Drew, it seems as if you have turned inward too much. You draw away from those who would help you. You deserve this. You deserve to be happy. I'm sorry for Jenny. I know you feel you have failed her, but it is not too late. You need to learn to love yourself again and to trust others. Balance is the key to all things. I know what happened with Mika yesterday. You must remember, he grieves deeply. His son was very, very dear to him, so he forgets himself. Travel lightly, Drew.
Mr. Griffin, are you all right? You look a little pale. You need to take better care of yourself, catch up on your sleep.
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
I'm very concerned about these latest bugs, the flyers. They're considerably more intelligent than what we previously thought. They seem to possess some form of, well, I'm almost embarrassed to say it, some form of psychic or psionic ability. I myself have been having the most strange dreams. We have very strong proof that they have the ability to affect our perceptions. We've recorded them interfering with the VR systems. They also have the ability to appear human. I believe Dr. Marx is being kept alive by one of these things. All the evidence indicates they're planning to infiltrate this base and destroy the gate. I need your help. I need somebody I can trust to pull duty in the gate room. We're scheduling as many openings as possible, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. I have a real shortage of skilled people. Can I count on your assistance?
Oh man, you must have a shortage of people if you're coming to Drew Griffin for help. Let's see what these are. What about the VR drug? What's wrong with me? I've been feeling strange. I've been feeling a little strange, Colonel.
I've been feeling very strangely lately.
Yes, we all have. It's very disturbing.
What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me?
Unless I'm mistaken, we almost lost you out there. But you made it through, and that's what's important.
What about the VR drug?
What about the VR drug interfering with dreams?
There's no VR drug.
I don't feel good. I don't want to go to school today, sir.
No, sir. I'd better not. I don't feel very well.
Yes. I understand. The effects can be quite dramatic from what I hear. You better head back to sickbay. I hope you're feeling better soon.
Okay, we made it to disc 3. And didn't do the sounding at all. Could have sworn the sounding was on disc 2. Like, I thought I switched discs right before we did that. But, maybe it was on disc 1. In any case, we have advanced beyond what what we did the first playthrough, because we didn't yell at that woman who was trying to stab us, so we didn't die. But you know, when we were talking to the elder, the grandma, she did mention that we spoke with the warrior, which didn't happen in this playthrough. That happened in the one we just did, but not in this one. So even though we started on disc 2 with this playthrough, it still counted that we spoke to him, it seems. Alright, I think that we're ready.
Drew, wake up. The Sciate needs to see you right away.
Alright, we're back here. The Colonel was very disappointed with us, but was that the real Colonel? Or just a figment of our drug-addled imagination? What's real? The first game was about not being able to trust authority. This game is about not being able to trust anything.
It's a very grave problem. The Vijani have killed many of the Hoyatai tribe.
Oh,
They seem to be on the offensive.
you're telling me.
I had a dream last night, Drew. You must seek out your Dr. Marx. It is time. She studies with the Otia.
What is the Otia?
An old one. Most revered. A teacher of the Elinde. Elizabeth is there with her. I know you were told that we were uncertain of her whereabouts, but it would not have been right to tell you where she was, even though we knew. When I first met Elizabeth, I had a very strong dream, one of the strongest of my life, that guided me to send her to the Otia. As far as I know, she is there still. She may have left. Indeed, she may have chosen not to go at all. Drew, I must ask you something. The dream I had last night is still unclear to me. I know you must go to Dr. Marx, but beyond that, its meaning is obscured. You must help me. Let me show you.
Are these dreams ever clear? Because it seems not.
Close your eyes.
Tell me what this means, Drew.
Well, I mean, I guess the subtext is just becoming text. Well, this ancient ways of life are over, lady.
Ancient ways of life ended on Earth a few decades ago.
Why?
Well, society advanced. The land that these people lived on was needed for other things.
Other things? What is more important than living?
Well, chemical plants, forestry, I don't know, Syed. I mean, you know, greed is just about one of the most powerful forces on Earth. You know, I know people who kind of sold their souls for a few stock options.
So, Min was right about the Djani. What happened to these tribes that lived in these places?
They were either killed or assimilated.
And now that your planet is dying, the Elinde are next.
Yes, Syed, I am afraid so. I tried to tell him the truth at the council.
I am so afraid, Drew, and so sad. The future seems uncertain. How can a culture value profit more than truth?
One of our specialties, Sayed. I'm afraid Min was right. We are corrupt.
Drew, I do not know what the Elinde are to do now. But you must find Elizabeth. This much I know. Perhaps she can offer some help to us. Will you help us?
You guys are all right, sure.
Yes.
Travel lightly, Drew. I pray that you can find her. And I pray she can help us.
Travel lightly, Sayed.
Back to the helicopter shot. Like we paid for the helicopter for the day. We're gonna use these shots. Okay, so they knew where the doctor was the whole time, but it was just not the proper time to tell us. It's like Mr. Stewart always says, timing is what's important. You can't go rushing into things.
Sayed hurts. I've never seen her like this. Worries me. Are these things true about the Dijani?
Yes.
I feel cut off from you sometimes. You must understand that I do not blame you for the way of the Dijani. There are those who do. Everyone carries their call. Its weight does not change with the weather. This is the Otia tree. You have to go in alone. I can't help. There are many entrances. Only one leads to the Otia. Are you afraid?
You was I if afraid be what I? Man, it's dark in there. You ain't going in there. Are you?
Yeah, sure.
Why?
Well, I'm really not sure. Look, what's the big deal?
Oh man, this place? Big juju magic place. I mean, even the locals don't even go anywhere near here.
Well, all right, fine. I better go in and find out what's going on.
All right, good luck, Griffey.
Oh, Michael's your...
Come you when you see how lucky you're at maybe.
I wasn't sure if I was imagining you. Alright, I guess we have to choose which path we're gonna go. Well, you know what you say when we're doing a maze? Just stick to the left.
11, 10, 9, 8.
That's probably fine. Yes, let's stick to the left.
Oh my God! Look at her!
Greetings, Andrew.
Yeah, now we're getting into it.
What do I say?
Hi, how you doing?
I am well.
Good.
Now, this is the good stuff.
Friends call me Drew, not Andrew. Nobody calls me Andrew but my mother.
I know. I thought that a certain matriarchal quality might prove beneficial.
Hello, Drew. She told me you were coming.
You're alive. Oh, thank God. I didn't think I was going to be able to find you. Your friend was being kind of coy.
Yes, isn't she magnificent?
Yeah, I guess. Look, what is she?
Please don't discuss me in the third person.
Oh, hush you. She's one of the last of an ancient race.
I'm not that old. Besides, that sounds like a bad sci-fi novel. The last of an ancient race.
What the hell is going on here?
She's very well traveled.
Unlike the Alinde, my level of cross-cultural exposure is rather broad.
Oh, Drew, there's so much to talk about. So much has changed. Every moment here is new. Everything seems so much clearer to me now. The gate, Drew. She does what the gate does, only with her mind.
Is that possible?
More than possible. It's unavoidable.
She dreams, and when she dreams, she travels.
Look, wait a minute. I have some questions.
Of course you do. I'm sorry. Really, go right ahead.
All right. Are you okay?
Are you all right?
I don't know, actually. I've never in my life been more awake. I cannot tell you how profoundly my perceptions have changed. But I still have to deal with the gate.
Drew, do you ever, stare at your hands and say, whoa, look at these hands? It's like I have 10 fingers and they all move separately. Did you ever think about that, Drew? What's the gate used for?
So what exactly is the gate being used for?
Drew, this is so hateful. There is a plan by Earth's elite to create a new colony here on Alinde. Even though the Earth is dying, it could still be saved. It's not too late. Earth 5 told us we had 20 years, not 5. But they don't care. By opening the gate to create this colony, they will push the ecosystem the rest of the way over the edge.
I should ask about the iridium oxide.
Oh yeah, here it is. The iridium oxide that we came here to get. Let's talk about that.
This means there's no iridium oxide either.
No. It was all just part of an elaborate smokescreen. That, the VR helmets, the bugs, all just an elaborate ruse to cover the creation of the colony.
All right, so we're not here to save Earth. We're here to move some humans over onto this planet. Where is this, by the way?
So where are we?
You can call this planet Alinde. Strictly speaking, you're on Earth.
What?
Yes. Amazing, isn't it? But absolutely true. The gate has no effect on space. Here, it stands on the same exact geographical spot as on our version of Earth. You only move through different reality frequencies. Technically, we're on Earth. Not Earth as you and I know it, but Earth nonetheless.
I wonder why they don't just go someplace else.
Who are we talking about? This thing? I'm gonna ask about this thing.
I don't understand why they don't just go someplace else, like a version of Earth with no intelligent life on it.
It's not that easy.
The number of parallel worlds is infinite, right?
Yes, but finding inhabitable ones is almost impossible. We trolled almost 10,000 different frequencies. There were only 2 with conditions that would support human life.
Well, I guess it does follow that if we find an inhabitable planet, it would already be inhabited. That makes sense. Can we help the Alinde?
Is there anything we can do to help the Alinde?
I don't think there's much we can do to help them. I'm sure the Colonel has a full complement of soldiers by now, with more coming every day, and they're very, very well armed. The only thing we can do is Warn them of the danger.
They already know, believe me. Colonel Saunders has begun destroying Alinde villages.
Oh my God. I was afraid this might happen.
Does she know what the UN's long-term plans are?
Let's talk about Colonel Saunders on a clock.
All right. What do you think the Colonel's up to?
I only know a little. I was told that once the colony was secure, all expansion would stop. But I don't believe it.
History doesn't exactly indicate that outcome either.
No, that's true. These people have proven their ruthlessness. I could easily see them conquering the entire race. The Alinde will be completely outclassed by the technology.
So what you're saying is we have to give the Alinde guns. I think that's the path that we're going on here. Why are you here, by the way?
What are you doing here?
I'm here to learn from the Otia. Can you show him?
If he wishes, yes.
Show me what?
How to dream.
More about the dreaming. I mean, the dreams have not been very helpful so far. How'd you get here, by the way?
Now here's one I've been trying to figure out. How did you get here?
Well, after the skiver crash, I went out onto the planet's surface and met the Alinde. They brought me to the village. After that, the Sire suggested I should come here.
Okay. Now how did you know to meet the Alinde? How did you know they weren't hostile?
They were sending me dreams. I hadn't been given the drug the way the rest of you had been.
So it really wasn't a VR compatibility drug?
No. It was a powerful extract of belladonna. It rendered the mind susceptible to suggestions. It also interfered with dream states. They didn't want anyone to figure out what they were really doing. And without it, the Alinde were able to get through to me. Actually, they sent dreams to several of us. You, me, Private Michaels.
Michaels. He's here.
Yes, there are others. True, it's also amazing. We have two bodies. An energy body and a physical body.
Yeah, okay, I've heard this before. What exactly does this energy body look like?
Can you show him?
Certainly. The world is first a world of energy. Our true form is a luminous ball of energy.
Oh, it's just a ball? Okay. I guess that's okay.
Do you see that bright point of light?
Yes, I see it.
This is called the perception point. This is where our perceptions are assembled into what we think of as reality. If this point is moved to another spot in the energy body, then the reality that we function inside of becomes different. In this way, through practice and force of will, one may experience many different realities outside of the everyday, waking reality where most of you spend your time.
I don't know. It seems being an orb just seems a little boring. I don't know. Can we look at our journal, by the way? We haven't looked at it in a while. Have we been updating this? So let's just see if there's some new pages here. Now we have read this. I think maybe this is new. I'm afraid that my mental state is not as stable as it should be. I had a very vivid hallucination of the base. I felt as if I was being ripped out of a picture. What does that mean? But that's exactly how I felt. And I was inside the base. Saunders and a woman doctor were standing over me. They were talking about side effects of some kind. I was terrified. I tried to speak to them, but I was unable. because the sound wasn't working. It was so incredibly real. I could see, touch, and hear everything precisely as if I was there. Then I experienced that same horrible ripping sensation and found myself back with Illyria as I had never left. I am very worried. What does this all mean? Am I losing my mind? Is the VR drug doing this? I don't know. All I can do for now is worry. The Sayet, or grandmother as Illyria calls her, seems to be the matriarch. She questioned me about the base and our mission here. She seemed very kind. She was asking about something called the Goyapai. More fun with Alindi names. Anyway, a group of Goyapai must have inhabited the island the base was built on. The VR display made them look like little bugs. We killed all of them. I'm just now beginning to understand this. We weren't killing bugs. We were killing intelligent humanoid life. Whatever they were or are, they're a hell of a lot closer to humans than they are to insects. Jesus Christ, now I'm a murderer. We all are. Even though we didn't know really what we were doing, still we killed them all. Genocide. Goddamn, that's an ugly word. Amidst all this ugliness in my head, I find myself in the most beautiful place imaginable. The temple is one of the most amazing architectural structures I've ever seen. Wait, which structure are we talking about? I'm not sure what we've seen that could be described as that. The arms of several huge old trees have been groomed or grown in such a way that they provide all the support for the structure. Hanging in the center is a huge ceremonial bell made from crystal. Gold bronze sounding tubes swirl around the outside. The entire effect is quite arresting. That's what it sounds like. It makes me wonder about their level of technological accomplishment. Does it? Maybe they're not the simple people I had first assumed. I was taken before the council. They have asked more questions about human intentions. They seem to be divided into two camps. Those who favored doing business with humans, Dijani, God, these names, and a group of separatists led by men who advocate violent resistance. I'm to be sounded later. What this means I don't know, but it is supposed to help the Alinde find out the truth. I met an Alinde warrior. At first I thought that he was just a blacksmith, but then I realized that he is a master swordsman. It was on his forehead after all. The Alinde have such a strict attitude about swords. I'm afraid I did something not very bright. I went into this little sword house without permission. I'm pretty sure sword house is what you call it, and got knocked on my ass and yelled at. I was not happy. I probably should have known better. As if everything that has been happening wasn't enough to utterly liquefy my brain. Who should show up this morning but Michaels? In typical Michaels' fashion, he has joined up with a bizarre group of Alinde called the Kyayapi. They insist on doing everything backwards. They eat, sleep, dress, walk, and talk in reverse. Perfect companions for Michaels. I'm sure he feels right at home. Anyway, the big news is that he's alive and feeling very smug. He loves being right. Of course, in this case, he was only partially right. The VR helmets were lying to us, but he thought we were somewhere back on Earth, killing civilians or something. The hallucinations, for lack of a better word, continue pretty much in full force. I alternate between sheer terror and a bizarre amusement. These episodes become more and more real, a fact that's oddly comforting. And of course, the icing on the fruitcake happens to be Michael's, showing up in my private suite. Right after Michaels left, I had a horrible encounter with an Alinde woman. She was terribly distraught. She was pregnant, as near I could tell. Her husband had been killed in a UN firefight. She more or less accused me of killing him. She came at me with a knife. Illyria stopped her. I've never been confronted like that before. I didn't quite know what to do. I feel horribly guilty over this. That poor woman. I keep thinking about her baby growing up without a father. My intellect tells me that I am blameless, but I feel rather sick about what's happened. The hallucinations continue. It's kind of like being inside a movie or something. The Sayed asked to see me. Illyria brought me to her. Illyria could be Jenny's twin. The Sayed pulled a little Alinde mumbo-jumbo on me. Seriously, they do seem to have control of some very subtle but effective form of mental communication. It seems as if they put pictures in your head while they speak to you. I'm back on the base now, just like before, only this visit seems to be lasting longer than the others. I'm still here. If it would do me any damn good, I'd panic, but where am I gonna go? If I'm gonna be blasted all over hell in half of Georgia, I wish I'd end up someplace fun, like the Pirates of the Caribbean or something. God knows, any place is better than back here in Colonel Saunders' neighborhood. I'm coming to believe that whatever's happening to me is not psychological. These are not just hallucinations. I'm here, back on the base. It's not quite as I remember it, but I'm undeniably here. I think the problem is the gate itself. I don't think it works right. I think something about the gate causes reality, whatever the hell that is, to go all flaky. I mean, that's what the gate does anyway. It shoves you from one reality to another. So if it were to leak or malfunction or something, it's quite logical that it could move you from one frequency to another randomly. But would it do that even if you're not physically in the gate? I don't know. It certainly would explain what's been happening to me. If this is all true, what do I do? Do I try and destroy the damn thing? The situation for the Alinde just seems to get worse. They've already moved most of the village out into safer ground, but against skivers, that idea becomes kind of meaningless. The Sayat showed me a dream she had. Talk about intense. Having someone place the experience of a dream into your head is really kind of cool. Somehow she dreamt of images from Earth, images of progress, images of genocide. Maybe she got these from my sounding. Or maybe not. I'm beginning to think that the links between Earth and Alinde are quite profound. What about their resemblance to angels? What if this plane... Yeah, it's a plane, isn't it? Not a planet. My God, I just realized Alinde is Earth. It's an altered version of Earth, but it's still Earth. The gate shifts your reality frequency, not your position in space. Is it possible this is where our notion of heaven and angels come from? Sayat has asked me to find Dr. Marx. My head is swimming. Alice just got little again. I didn't eat or drink anything. It just happened. Where's the tea party? The Sayat tells me Dr. Marx has gone off to study. Okay. Sounds like Elizabeth, from what I know of her anyway. What the hell she's planning on studying is beyond me. I guess the fall catalog at Alinde U looked pretty interesting. Illyria takes me deep into the forest. I'm feeling at this point more like Snow White than Alice. When we arrive at the biggest tree I've ever seen, this thing is massive. I remember in history class there were some trees in California that were this big, 50 years ago anyway. It's mind-boggling, and it's the sheer girth weren't impressive enough. There's a carved stone archway set into the base of the tree. It wraps around an opening you can ride an elephant through. It's really dark in there, and I get to go inside. And that's the end. I like how this game seems to be trying to expand the scope. So maybe we're not hallucinating anything. Maybe all of the things we've been seeing have been real, just in different realities because we've been moving from frequency to frequency. Also, our conception of heaven comes from the Alinde's frequency. I guess some people in the past may have moved between those frequencies and thought that was heaven. So, you know, it's sort of expanding the scope here, expanding what we're doing. Also, one thing I'd like to mention is I like when we had that thing about the that vision about the Native Americans being killed, that when asked why were these people killed and displaced, Drew's first response was, well, you know, to build like chemical plants. It's like that's the first thing he thought of. You know, chemical plants, right? You gotta have land to build those. What did you change Elizabeth into? She changed into an orb.
What did you change Elizabeth into?
She didn't change me into anything. For me, nothing about my experience changed.
I allowed you to perceive of Elizabeth's true self, her energy body. You saw her as she really exists.
Forgive me, Otia. I am sorry for this disrespecting.
You, of all my children, owe me no apologies. Rise and speak.
Johnny attacked us. There are many dead. Most of the village has been destroyed. The battle continues. There is nothing we can do. Our arms have no effectiveness.
It's bad, Drippy. A lot of skippers. I mean, they're tearing up the forest with the displacement beam. Really bad, man.
What can we do? Let's go.
No, Elizabeth.
We've got to do something.
Sorry, Doc. Don't look like there's much to do.
What are we going to do? We have moved most of the village up above the red stones, but we are no safer there if they decide to attack again. Their ships move much too quickly. They could be at the red stones in less than an echo. There is nothing left at the village. They rip up at the forests. Why would they do that?
Alejandra. It's all right. Be calm.
Yes, you are right. Drew, we need your help. Tomorrow morning at dawn, the combined forces of the Alinde nations will launch a full assault on the Dejani base. Our fear is that despite our numbers, our cause is hopeless. We ask your aid in this, that we may contain our losses and inflict the maximum damage.
Is there no other way, Alejandra?
There is not. If we do not act, we will be slaughtered.
I will pray for the call of the Alinde.
I am sorry, Drew. Illyra is dead. She died as a warrior.
Oh, that just happened off screen?
She brought down a skiver, Drew.
What can we do?
Okay. That seems kind of important to happen off screen, but alright. Also, I guess, did they give a name for the being here? I guess ultimately she's kind of useless. She's gonna pray. So I guess we have to actually go out and try to do something real. We can try to reason with them? Probably not. Alinde can move somewhere else? No, we know that the humans will just continue expanding. We could destroy the base? Tall order. I don't know how we do it with swords. We can assassinate Saunders. It sounds alright. We have to destroy the gate. That sounds like probably the right one. I kind of want to assassinate Saunders, though.
We can assassinate Saunders.
I'll do it.
No. No, this is wrong. This is not the way. If we do this, we are no better than them.
Besides, this is much bigger than just the colonel. The UN would simply replace him. That is not a solution. I know what we have to do. We've got to destroy the gate.
All right, fine. How do we do it?
The security system is impregnable.
Hardly. I crawled out of a friggin' air vent. You can go back in the same way. No problemo. But the thing I'm more concerned about is what happens after you get into the base. I mean, that joint's gonna be jumping with soldiers. All right. I'll go bring back my little box of toys, courtesy of the UN, and get you all situated.
Oh? What kind of weapons you got?
What kind of weapons did you manage to get your hands on?
A little of this, a little of that. A couple of packets of C6, a couple of remote detonators, an A5. Not as much as I'd like, I tell you that.
I think we should prepare for tomorrow. The attack will begin at dawn. We will meet outside the maze. You should go find your weapons immediately. I'm afraid you will encounter problems in the forest tonight. The Dejani ships are everywhere. They seem to be shooting at anything that moves. Drew. Elizabeth. You should rest. I will do what I can in the village. Travel lightly. Mother.
So where do we sleep?
Right here, on the ground. Dream well, Drew.
Wow, Michaels has got C6. Gotten serious.
Many more must die, Drew, before you do what is right. How many children? You know what you need to do. Genocide. What an ugly word. You taught it to us. You can help save us. Stop them, Drew. Stop the Johnny. Do what you know is right.
What have I done? What did I do? Help me, Drew. How can we fix it? We can fix it. Oh, Drew, I was so wrong. I thought I was doing the right thing. How was I supposed to know?
Please don't do this. Don't do it. You're my son. How could you do this to me? Drew, I don't want to die. What have I done? What have I done to deserve this? Drew, stop it. You stop it right now and you think about what you're doing. You think about the consequences.
Drew, it hurts. It hurts so bad. Please, fix it, Drew. Please. You're the only one. Please, fix it. Oh, Drew, it hurts. It hurts so bad. Please fix it. You're the only one. Please. Please, fix it, Drew.
Drew, come home, please. We can fix everything. If you just come home, you're needed here, Drew. I need you. Please, come home.
That's enough, Private. Wake up. What the hell is going on around here? Are you a social worker? Do you think these problems are going to magically resolve themselves? Do you think 12 billion people are going to traipse through the gate without wanting a little piece of it? Wake up.
You dreamt.
I wonder if I should ask her about these hallucinations.
Yes, I dreamt that.
I know. It's all right. Your mind is very adept, Drew. I hope we can meet again.
I am really scared. I've been seeing some extremely strange things. I think that I'm having hallucinations.
These are not hallucinations. They are real. All of them are quite real. I believe the gate doesn't work. I'm afraid that it is tearing at our reality, causing alternate futures to intrude on the present. Or perhaps there are other pasts as well. We are caught in a terrible storm. Elizabeth doesn't believe me. She refuses to admit her brainchild doesn't work as advertised.
So what do I do?
I don't know. Destroying the gate might work. Or destroying it might cause irreparable damage. We might all wake up in a very unpleasant version of the future. I don't know which is the right way. You must proceed with caution. Travel lightly.
Travel lightly, Otia.
Drew, there's a very serious problem. I need your help. There's a complete set of plans to the gate on Earth. Even if we destroy it, they can rebuild it. We've got no choice but to go back through the gate and get rid of the plans. It's up to you and me.
Oh, okay. So maybe we can destroy the gate and go back to Earth, and maybe we can patch things up with Jenny. We will return from our quest a better person, having learned from our adventure, and we'll use these experiences and these lessons and apply them to the life we had before the adventure began. And no one will know that we were the ones who sabotaged the gate because everyone on this side of the gate will be dead. Sure, I'll go with you.
Fine, I'll go with you.
Thank you, Drew. I knew you would.
Wait a minute. Where are these things kept?
You in headquarters?
I don't know. Seems kind of far-fetched you pulling that off, Doc.
Fine. Then we'll go to the media and let them know the story. I don't care. One way or another, we will stop it.
The sun is coming up. It is time. The Elinde will fight with the sun at their backs. You will hear us when the battle begins. We will carry you to the base. Drew, you hold the Elinde in your hands.
Elizabeth, forgive me, Grandmother.
I do not yet know what our Ka have been sent here to teach each other. Perhaps after today, it will be made plain.
Perhaps it will.
I hope the Mother can forgive us. Travel lightly, children.
All right. Let me show you how this works.
You got a kiss for me?
C6. Here, Drew. This is the activator. It's got a range of a couple 100 feet. Arm it with this switch.
Okay, so I've got two buttons, detonate and deactivate.
Try not to mix them up. Okay?
No, I can't promise anything here.
5 seconds. It'll count down on the LED display. 50-yard line will give you better seats, but less will be okay. That's about it. I explained to Elizabeth about the vent. I mean, she knows the path into the gate room. Good luck.
Didn't you say something about having a pistol as well?
Yeah?
Well, all right, give it up.
No way, Jose. I mean, sorry, my friend, but I'm going to hang on to that. Might come in handy in the coming days, no matter how this turns out.
You should be coming with us, you know. If we don't stop them, there'll be no place for you to go.
Thanks, Doc. I'll take my chances. Later, Griffey. Have a nice flight.
All right, time for the final confrontation. This looks like this is what we're heading towards. They head back to that base, blow up that gate. I assume have a confrontation with Saunders.
I think this is the vent.
It's starting. Look, we better get inside quick before somebody sees us and thinks we're bugs.
It looks like a big battle's happening, thanks to clever editing.
Michael says we need at least 30 yards to be safe. So I'm going to drop these down into the focusing shaft. You set up over there.
All right. Where's over there, by the way?
Okay, I'm all set. Let's go.
I'm setting the gate up to transport me as soon as I walk through. I've got to get back to Earth and destroy my files. You hit the switch and blow this damn thing to hell as soon as I walk through. It's not too late for you to come with me.
Oh, yes it is. Hello there.
Hey, what happened to your beard?
You shaved.
I was depressed. I had a dream about you two last night. I should have known I'd find you here. Private, you're AWOL. Drop what you're holding and let's talk about this.
Don't do it, Drew.
Shut up!
Oh, fuck, what am I gonna do? Should I try and set off the detonator? Maybe I can make it through the gate before he can shoot me.
Private, I'm ordering you to drop what you're holding.
Hit the button, Drew. Don't listen
Son,
to
you
him.
need to think about what you're throwing away.
Damn it, Drew. Blow it up.
Think about your family back on Earth.
Just stop it,
Think about the
please.
billions you're condemning to death.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Elinde, It seems we have at last reached an agreement. Congratulations, and thank you, Mr. Griffin.
What? I thought it looked like that Drew went back through the gate. So how was he there at the end? I guess that was a good ending? Okay, so the humans and the Elinde were having their big final battle. We then got to the gate with the bomb. I activated the bomb and ran into the gate. And then we saw the gate animation happen, and presumably the bomb went off. Well, we saw the bomb go off. But if we were in the gate, doesn't that mean that Drew went back to Earth? And then at the end, we saw the peace meeting between Elinde and humans. But the only way Drew could be there is if they rebuilt the gate, I suppose. I mean, that seems like a kind of... You wouldn't expect that it would be a good ending for them to rebuild the gate so they could go back. Even if it was for a... even if they did end up making peace, because it was said that the gate is probably tearing reality apart. Like, even if they did come with a peace agreement, there's still that aspect. That the gate might be dissolving the boundaries between realities and combining timelines. That seems like a problem. But I guess that was a good ending. I mean, she was smiling at the end. Also, I wonder, was the actor who played Saunders, was he told that filming was done? And then he got a call saying, no, actually, we need you to do another scene. And he's like, but I shaved the beard. Well, we still need you to come in and do this scene. Look, we'll throw in a line in there explaining that you shaved. Well, that is another ending for Quantum Gate 2. Hey, at the end there, it did not say that you didn't escape the Vortex. So I guess this must count as a good ending because we escaped the Vortex. We escaped the Vortex, Quantum Gate 2. It didn't seem like... I mean, it seemed like there were other options. Like, we could have chosen to deactivate the bomb. We could have chosen to not go through the gate when I activated the bomb. There's also the bit about Alira, I think that was her name, dying off screen. That seemed weird. Like, that seems like something that should be avoided. Because she was like the main Elinde character of the game, and she had a very weird death. You'd think that you'd be able to avoid that happening. Also, there was no closure to Drew's Earth life, like with Jenny. Remember Jenny? Like there's nothing there. I don't know. You'd think that there would be something in there about how Drew, well, like I was saying, Drew returns to Earth a better person after his adventures, and returns to Jenny to take responsibility for him being responsible for the accident, right? Because he was driving, apparently. And to not run away from his problems, and to establish that, yes, he is guilty. He is the blame for it. And nothing like that happened. Yeah, I figure that there must be other endings as well. But as far as tonight goes, we got two endings. We got one where we see what happens when the Savior decides that no, he's just going to walk away, then everyone just dies anyway. And the second one is we see what happens when the Savior decides that he's going to blow up the gate, but also there just seems like there wasn't enough there in that ending. We got the basic idea that we blew up the gate, and then 5 years later, there was peace. It's just like there wasn't really... You need a bit more in there, I think, to establish what happened between those periods of time. But for whatever reason, we got the Alinde... Actually, when they say 5 years later, does that mean the Alinde and the humans were at war for all that time? Because how many people must have died in like a 5-year-long war? Like, there must have been barely anyone left alive at the end there. Maybe the people at that table, maybe those were the only people left alive. And it's like, okay, I guess we're done. We're done with war. Let's do peace now. Those are the endings that we got. But I feel that we can't be done with Vortex Quantum Gate 2 yet. We do need to try to figure out what other possibilities there might be. And to see if... Because we need the full experience, of course. We need the full experience of Quantum Gate 2 pumped into our bodies. So our true energy selves, our energy orbs, will become full of Greg Roach, and they will glow and leave our bodies, and we will be able to leave these disgusting physical husks behind and live as our true selves as energy orbs, featureless energy circles. I don't know. I don't know if life would be better as an energy orb. I'd give it a shot. Also, at the end there, when we had that final dream sequence, it seemed like Ilria apparently was talking to us from beyond the grave and like was in a lot of pain, and that's kind of depressing. Like, oh, okay, I guess you died in battle, and that means you're just gonna be eternally in pain from that injury that killed you. I guess that's how it goes. We don't think about that much. We just kind of put it to the side. Hey, we can see Jenny again, right? Let's just forget about our bird girlfriend who died and seems to be in pain from beyond the grave. We won't think about it. We won't think about that too much. But what we do want to think about is what else we might be able to do in the Vortex Quantum Gate 2. But for tonight, I think we are done. But we will return with more Vortex next time, as we sit here and just soak inside Greg Roach, and just let it all sink in. Let it all sink in, and think about the work of art that we have seen. And remember, was it really worth it to displace indigenous peoples for the sake of building chemical plants? Greg Roach says no. Greg Roach says no. It's courageous, really. Have you ever seen anything this courageous in a video game? No, you haven't. No, you have not. I know I'll be thinking about this for a while. Have a good night.